broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey everyone, good day. Welcome to another webinar by XBOSoft. Today we have Dr. Yongyan Wang, and we're going to discuss test automation frameworks. Go to the next slide, please. Yeah, the webinar is hosted by XBOSoft. It's founded in 2006. We're fully dedicated to improving software quality, and we do that through software QA consulting and software testing services. We're spread around the globe, have offices in San Francisco, Beijing, Oslo, and Amsterdam. That's where I'm from. Next slide, please. I'm the guy on the right holding my child. My name is Jan. I'm the managing director of XBOSoft, and on the left side of your screen is Amy. Amy is doing marketing, and she'll be handling questions and Q&A during the webinar.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Hey, Amy. Nice to have you here. Before we get started, a little bit on housekeeping. We're going to keep all of you guys muted for the duration of the webinar. Only the speakers can speak. We do encourage you to ask any questions. Please use the GoToWebinar control on the right side of your screen. We encourage you to ask questions throughout the webinar, but Amy and Young will try to fit them in when appropriate. Don't worry though, there's going to be a general Q&A session at the end of the webinar, and you will receive an email with information on the recording and the slides at the end of the webinar. Young, I'd like to give the word to you. Welcome here. We're looking very much forward to the webinar. You told me you'd like to say something about yourself, and then I'll give the word to you and you can get started. Enjoy.
Great. Hello, everyone. Yeah, this is Yangyon. I spend a lot of time in research instead of understanding how things work great. I try to understand why things doesn't work and how to improve it. And later I started working in the software industry, focusing on test automation. Before I start, I would like to pose a question. What's the difference between automation and product development? They both use code to make a goal, to complete a task. My understanding is the development, they have their well-defined goal. They have a well-defined tool. They have a target. They have IDE. Everything is settled. They just go there and do the hunting game. For the automation side, first of all, we probably don't have a very strong support from the coding community. We have to testing a product which is under development. I would call it a moving target. At the same time, we'll keep on changing tools to make it work for that moving target. And also we need to write the technology change. I will say automation is like shooting a moving target on a moving object. It's pretty challenging. In addition to this technical challenge, as an automation person, we need to have very, very strong coding skill, and we need to support from the developer and buy-in from the developer, support from the management, from the architect, and extra work every time there is a product come, we do QA. At the same time, we do automation. During automation, you will find problems and you have to fix it. At the same time, you have to make sure the product is out the door. In the common sense, I will say for the developer side, they are framed to work. In that saying is like there's a box of chocolate, they will always get a chocolate. In our automation side, we will open a box of boxes. We'll never get what we get. We have to keep on searching for it. So today we are, another point is internet browser. It brings a platform to make the information available, like Facebook, like 2 or 3 months coding they unleash the power of this platform to access all the information of people, and people interested in those information. They can get their information by point and click. So internet browser open a way of information access. Do we need a Facebook for automation? So today we are going to introduce or demo a framework as my effort to work towards some kind of a direction to unify our automation effort. So this framework is called TAF, Test Automation Framework. You can Google it by CPAN TAF. CPAN is the Comprehensive Pearl Archive Network. This framework is developed based on principles. We understand the challenge of automation, and then we provide our solution for those challenges following the principle. And this demo, we will go through the principles and demo how we address those principles. If you have a laptop, you are welcome to follow the instruction. Probably by the end of the demo, you have a framework installed on your Windows system, and you have your test bed on it. You can start playing with it. It's a self-contained test bed. Have everything I have. And please don't hesitate to ask questions. This is a very practical demo. And also, if you have good experience with frameworks or automation tools, please share with the group. And you can type in, and Amy will organize those, and we can help each other. Automation framework, CPAN TAF. It is an open source. Well, I started like 2 or 3 years ago while puzzled by this automation thing. So I decided to get an open source and make it do a contribution and see if we can make a wave. It is very generic, turned out to be, and it can be used for any repeatable task. It can be a collaboration tool. Everybody around the globe can share the same automation information. It's distributed peer-to-peer. Everybody is on their own. They don't rely on anybody else. You have your laptop. You are your own boss. You can share with your automation with others. Let others see your automation result. Run your automation on your box. And distribute it. We work together across the globe. And it's a plugin architecture. When you have your development, you just put in the directory, and the framework will scan it for you. When you remove it, the framework will remove it for you, so people won't see it. It's independent principle. Ensure you can use this framework to access automation created by any language, any script, any tools. And finally, this is my effort to provide a self-contained, integrated development environment for automation. We can create test case, create test suite, and run it right by point and click. We follow the automation challenge and the framework design principles. First of all, test automation is unpredictable. So when you start an automation project, you are assigned to deal with unit test, functional test, and different type of tests, especially UI test or performance test. That's just test. At the same time, you will find out in order to run those tests, you need to understand the test environment setup. You need to monitor what is the test environment. Sometimes you have to monitor the whole lab, do the test environment monitoring or the build deployment as part of your automation. And you have tons of tools available for you to address different type of automation target. For example, you have QDP, a well-adopted commercial software, pricey. And you have an open source out of it for window UI automation. And you have expect as a command line, simulate UI. And you have common script language and web UI Selenium or web service code UI. All those options are available for you. You have to pick for different automation tasks. Sometimes you have to use the combination of those tools. The principle is independency. Adopt for change and expansion. So when you do your automation, this framework is independent on what tool you use, what language you use, what type of task you are working on. It gives you a way to make you a success to those type of information. And when you want to expand your effort, you can go to do the adoption or expansion. The second challenge is the automation generally lacks consistency. It's very hard to debug. For example, somebody get assignment, say, automate this product, and then he come up with his own way. And he is the only person who knows how to run, well, how to set up the automation, how to run the automation, how to explain the result. And if things go wrong, he's the person to go to. But in reality, we want independency. We want consistency across the board. If this person assigned to another job, somebody can pick up his work really easy for his and her. So to ensure that consistent challenge, the principle is repeatability. If you do it once, you should be able to use it forever. You should not do it once and modify it for another project or another task. The other challenge is it's very difficult to run automation, especially when you work across the continent. One office in US, one office in Beijing, one office in India. This is very typical configuration of a QA organization. Well, it's very hard to exchange information about automation and automation result. The principle is easiness. We provide a point and click access to everyone. For the QA, you have an IDE to create your automation. You have a web UI to run your automation and see your automation result and see your historical automation result as well. For the developer, he can go there and check what you did over HTTP. He doesn't have to fly from India to US and just come to see your automation. He can HTTP and see your automation. Even for my case, you can see my code by point and click. For the manager, he just come here and see the progress. And well, there is a summary of the automation in this framework. He summarized everything you did. And for the manager, he knows it's a go or no go. For executive, he say, oh, ready to go? So the first demo is about simplicity, how easy to use it. First of all, it's the installation. If you have a laptop, get ready. The installation is three-part. If you can go to Google, there search for CPANTAF. There are 4 videos. They are exactly what show up on the screen. I will just explain it. Let's see if we have time. So first, install Strawberry Pro, which is open source. You can get it anywhere. It's very, very mature. Then install TAF component from CPAN. CPAN is the package repository of Perl with one command line. After the TAF is installed from cpan, you can install the web test bed by this command. Now I will give a quick show of the video. Come here and click. There are a total of 4 videos. The first video is install Strawberry Pro. If you don't know Pro, that's perfectly okay. And my goal is for you to do something without knowing anything. So this is Strawberry Pro. You can Google it, search for it, and install it. There are 2 versions of Pro available. One is Active Pro, one is Strawberry Pro. I picked Strawberry Pro because it's very easy to add my package to the cpan. Also, Strawberry Pro has a lot of developed environment ready. You don't have to download and make. It's ready for you. But for Active Pro, you have to get it from a third party. So at the end of this installation, go to command line, verify the Pro is installed. The second is install from cpan. M is the package cpan, run, install, test automation framework. Hit enter. This will download all the dependent Pro packages. If the first time the installation failed, try it the second time. Sometimes there is a dependency loop. And for the TAF, it is pure Pro. There is nothing but Pro. This will take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. And at the end, it will say install OK. Install Test Bed. If you have a laptop, you can type in this command line. This is Pro, running test automation framework package, run help. And then it will create a file, taf.bat. Run it. It will set up the whole test bed for you. It will bring up the IE for you as well. It's sort of creating the schema for the database. And now it will run about 15 to 20 minutes. Now we go back to our demo. The next part is how easy it is to use this framework to manage your automation. You can do on your desktop, you can do organization by yourself, or somebody, or even you can remotely see what's going on there. This is the Web UI, the original version. As you can see, there is a title, and there are, in this case, it's the QTB related automation. The first session is QTB library function. In this case, when there's a new release of the product, I will run these 3 test suite or test cases to ensure all the control can be recognized by QTB. If this part pass, it means QTB and the product are connected. And all the automation will test the functionality rather than fight with the control issue. In this web UI, you will see first here there's a QTP library function, and for each test suite, there's a title. This is acceptance test. There's a test name or description. If you click on it, you will have a description and a log file, pass-fail information on why it passed, why it failed. And there's a pass-fail result, and there's an accumulated result of number of pass and number of fail. When the test is running, there's a moving number or moving signal signify the test is running. Also, there is a performance of that test, how long it took. This TAF automation framework can handle different type of test cases. First of all, from this is a list. First of all, it can do QTP and use QTP to drive Jira. Jira is task management tool. We use Jira as task management. And test automation or task automation can automate Jira to generate different type of metrics and display real time. And we can do lag monitoring. We can use different type of script. Pro is the choice to monitor multi-server, multi-service environment. In detail, when you want to run a test case, you can come here and click on it. It will start moving, indicating it's running. And has historical information. If you click on the pass and fail column, you will see the historical information when it was executed, how long it took, the result, and there are other comment or note information. This is a typical log. If you click on the test description, this is a log. But this is designed for you. The log function is designed for you and used by you. When we have these things set up, we want to ensure your automation can be done once and do twice and forever. You don't have to, well, if you have a good automation design, you don't have to run it or modify it every time you use it. So this repeatability by the framework ensure your automation is repeatable. Say when you plug in your automation, you have to ensure your automation can be repeated while the framework will run it 24/7. And it should not stop, it should not break, theoretically. The way we do that is, first of all, we get a consistent code structure. We call it tc.pro. I'll show you how simple it is. It's one line of code. It print pass, fail, a null, or a number. It's, well, then here is the question. What is automation? Automation, by definition, is print a pass, fail. Now, automate a test, I'll say. Or sometimes we go beyond. We ask automation to do a task. There is no pass and fail. Or sometimes we do performance. In a naive way, we print the number of seconds a task was executed. So these are the 4 parameters that this one line of code can print. And at the same time, it will create a log. As long this is the name, the framework will know if you have this log created, the framework pick it up, copy it to the framework directory, and save it for you forever. And in the log, you can have a lot of creative way to use it. For example, you can HTTP log to another log file archive, and the log in log will show you. So following the same code structure, if you want to make it complete, it has a setup, execution, verification, tear down, subroutine. This is the same format as the unit, JUnit, and unit. To ensure the repeatability, we have test suite plugin. This is very simple. If you type a plugin name, it will display the description for each test cases. I'll show you in just a second. If you do the index, that's the test case ID, it will execute the test case and run, well, do the pass-fail, generate the log. And the framework will help you to do all this after it's set up by a point of click, even 24/7 execution. Well, we can do a demo now, and we'll talk about extension. So if you follow the installation, everything is installed under C directory _TAF. Following the general IIS or HTTP service, I use index.htm. Double click it, it will bring up the test bed. If you following those videos, you should have these in like 15 to 20 minutes. It will pop up by itself. And first of all, you see this is C. There's no HTTP. This means we are using a technology created by Microsoft called HTA, HTML for application. With all the thing against Microsoft, this is the thing I really like. And it's kind of a shame that Firefox doesn't have this function. The goal of this HTA is to use Web GUI as a UI tool. So you don't have to handle all the controls. For example, does it work? Oh, no. See, you can zoom in, zoom out by holding the control and mouse, the stroke. Or you don't have to worry about it. IE is available, have this function built in. And also other controls is built in. You can use CGI to handle a lot of things. So first is the technology. Second, there is for each automation, there is a title. This title is modifiable. If you click on that, it will take you to HTTP. This, now you are online. Everybody can suppose to type in this URL to their web browser and see what you have. So there is a serial number indicating this is the test suite. And this structure indicates a test suite and a sub-test suite. Say if you have a full set of automation test suite, part of it belongs to a smoke test or regression test. The framework can generate those sub-test suite for you. There was a PowerShell test suite. Oh. And for, well, you can click on each of the test suite and have the full access to the test suite. How about we just go to the HTML? We do test suite 3. This is an individual test suite. What you see here is a title. What title do? You click on it. It takes you to the root of the automation. So this is a way to navigate among the automation. You can do it across the internet. You have a name. Generally, this is the host name, and there's IP address. Well, and there is a table. There's a result. when you run the automation, you have pass fail or null. This is, I believe, it's the expected failure. Yeah. Or this is the valid ID, is the defect verification. By this color, you know the pass and fail of these test cases. This is the result. And there is a button on the top. This is like a VCR. It will stop your automation. Put a mark on your automation like this. Say this is the start. I push that, it will reset the automation, and then you start a new automation cycle. Click on exec. What does it do? It will run the test suite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way to 11. 24/7. This is the title for the test case description. What's in it? This is a summary of what was done in a tabulated format. I think it's the CSV, or we can create a CSV really easy. The original requirement was we have done all this automation. My manager wants to have a spreadsheet, summarize the result. Here it is. Now, after that, the manager just come here and click on this, and everything is right in front of you. Of course, you can generate different type of secondary report based on this. And in this report, well, you can see there's a test suite name. There's a ID. Actually, this is a directory where it is. If you want to see the source code, you come here. And description, which is what displayed on the Web UI. You can modify this and change the Web UI show the lock. Sorry, and there's a time, date, and time, different time, and the result. And there is a pass and fail. This is the counter, a matrix of how many pass, how many fail. If you click on it, what does it give you? Every test case that passed. So if you want to run all the past test case again, come and click the first, well, 24/7. First, it will run through all the test suite again. Or you can see all the failed test cases. Sometimes you have not ready, just a placeholder, expected fail, or just create a fake test case and put it here for the future. There is a performance, how long it took for this test case. Mouse it over, give you the total time spent on this test suite from test case 1 to test case 11. Now we get on to the detail is this dot is stop test case. This is run this test case 24/7. If you click on it, it will run 24/7. So test case 1, and at the same time you'll see nice feature. It's telling you this test is running. Oh, I guess I already click on this, so it's stopped. If you refresh, it stopped and create a new star. It says at this time the test result passed. And you can run this once. This is horizontal, and this is vertical. If you want to run test suite once. Oh. Yeah, it's running. So it's say running at this server. I believe there. Oh, I turn on the queue. Yeah. There is a. some reason, oh, we can always go back to the HTA mode, go to the test history. Well, this get update as well. Let's see if it works this time. Now it's working. So it's running test case 1 all the way to 11. When it's done, it's done. The next thing we want to show is the log. When we have a test automation, we have pass and fail. We also have logs. So this is the log, what's inside that underscore TC append. So in the log, you can describe what it is. Sometimes you can append the log of your service right here. Just put a text here, and the framework will create a log, grab a log for you. In this case, we can say archive, go to somewhere on the net, somewhere on the, okay, this one, log, this one, yeah. So another test case log, well, test case 3 doesn't have a log yet, but you can point to it, and you can do HTTP or file. Oh, I see why, because it was just executed while we were seeing this get a self-update. It proved it works. Nice. So that's the idea of logs. The other part I want to show is how easy it is to use as a self-learning tool. Say we go to automation. So this is too much. Make it simple. This is the automation. So this is an automation test suite. And you want to know, first of all, we already see all this web UI, and you want to do something with it. Where do you start with? So you come here, or you can do Control A. There are lots of hiding information. So this means tell you where does this test case located. You can go there and see the test case script. And also you can see the test suite script. It's right here. You can do the copy, select all, Control C. Let's see if I can do it. Now you have a pro code. Well, if you save it extra, it will run. So if you want to see the test case code, it's right. Oh, this is a different one. Yeah, it's right here for this test suite. You can see it. I think we are running time is up, so let's keep that. So now, so we have just demoed how easy it is to install, to manage test automation. And we have those point and click, so it's very easy. If you create automation, you can run it repeatedly 24/7. Test case or test suite. It's universal. If you run it on one machine, you should be able to run it on another machine. And the next principle is independency and extensibility. So this is a framework that's independent on anything. What it does, even if it's created by Perl, it doesn't rely on Perl. You can use it with different languages and different tools.
Hello, this is a private message.
Sorry. So you can use this framework to manage your automation with different scripts and different tools. And this automation framework has been expanded to handle different type of tasks. This is everything has been done long time ago. Well, have been done in the history, in the past. It proves the framework is independent, can use different language, different tool set to handle different type of tasks. So I will do a quick real-time demo. Let's see what, now we have I create this Auto8 suite, test suite. Auto8 is a public domain it's a window GUI automation tool. Let's see, this is the test suite code. It will do. If you type the test suite hook, it will display this test case description. If you want to run the first test case, and you'll see a screen. It verifies 5 times 6 equals to 30 by calculator offered by Microsoft. Does work. So this is the suite. Oh, I don't have. And if we go to the detail, this is the log. In the log, the test is 5 times 6, output 30 is right. And sometimes people want to see your code to ensure their confidence. So you come here. Oh, it should be there. It was there last night. Well, it is right. It should display this Auto8 script. I just copied and pasted from the internet. It's pretty straightforward. Create this log, do the calculation, send key. Well, this is pretty standard, pretty simple for everybody. The point is, it's available online as well. Sure. And here you can see all the automation, and you can run automation from, well, let's do a test suite automation. We should see calculator, 5 times 6 equals to 30, pass. So the first one passed, second one, so we see first and second fail, the third. So this will go just one test. I think it's just one time execution of the whole test suite, all the way to 4. Yeah, this is extra. This is another function. We can stop it, or we can let it stop by itself. Yeah, there's a time to spend on the framework update. Now we refresh, we see the result. So we do pass fail. This is all the passed and all the failed can be done by clicking. And if we want to see the pass fail result, here it is, the historical information. Test case 1 was executed at this time, this date, this time. This is just for note, for the note keeper, placekeeper, and it is run at a different time, result, time it took, and this can go on and on. For my case, I keep 2 years of my work. Now we did a real-time demo. Now we just quickly go through this self-contained IDE, what it is for. IDE is integrated develop environment. For our case, we need to be able to develop a test suite on the fly, like create a hello world for us, and then we, as the developer, can go there and modify it to fit our need. It should be able to modify it, should be able to delete it. That's one way to say self-contained. I expanded a little, is have a test bed that have all the functionality of this framework built in. You can go to the test bed and see what it does and copy and paste the code to create your code. Basically, you don't have to type to do automation. Playing with automation, not real automation from the test bed. This is a command line. So if you want to create a test suite, so you can call the TAF driver, define the test suite, and generate test suite. You can integrate an existing test suite. This is, as we just saw, this is the existing test suite I created. And then we can integrate it, and then this will show up on Web UI. You can run the test suite or test case from command line. Also, you can do it from UI. And another nice function I want to show you is capture and replay. Even though it never works in the reality, I will show you it once worked. So what it does is when you have all this automation executed, you want to know how I did it, how the framework did it, what's the command. You can come here and mouse over, there is, there's one. Oh, there is a command. Let's see, S, I think. Refresh. There's a way to show all the command. Oh well, there's a way to show all the command that was executed. You can cut and paste the command to your command line and run it. So we go through all the demo today. And we ran through this Hello World integration. Now we look at our test bed. It provides a one-click access to test case or test or automation execution, result, summary, and has hiding code in Web UI to tell you what it is, build up your confidence. It has log, insert log recursively to provide a way to do automation. There are a lot of configuration I don't have time to show, and there's an activity command, which I'm sorry, it worked last night. And there's another function. If you have a group working together, there is another test case of the TAF that will help you to ping all these hosts and click to access those hosts. You can use it as a teamwork. Now today we did a framework, a demo. It's a principle-driven framework. We understand the problem, we follow the principle, we get all our weaponry to make that shoot, and I think we are getting there. and I hope everybody can enjoy it and use it in your real work. And now, Amy, are you there? Can you take some questions? I think we have like 5 to 6 minutes.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a question. Does it work on Linux?
Yes, it works on Linux as well. Linux is a little bit involved with setup because Linux is a little complicated. It's ready. If you go through cpan, you can do the same command from your Linux box, and it's, well, for my case, it works. The challenge is if you have network security setup, there might be something you need to work on. And well, here is the general idea. On the Windows system, Windows assume you are innocent. Now on the Linux system, it assume you are guilty. So they protect themselves by default. And the Windows, they let it open. But it works on the Linux for sure.
Okay. How about, do I need to change my automation structure for adopting TAF in my company?
The answer is no. One of the design principles is independency. It's independent on any tools, any languages. It's also independent on your automation. Your automation is your automation. You can run it your way, but framework will help you to run it better.
Okay. What happens if two users click on the same button at the same time?
Well, this is a great question in the world of distributed computing. It's the concurrency control. In each of the hosts, there is a log, there's a queue. And when you click on that button, that job gets sent to that queue. And there is a job, well, TAF will look for the job on that queue when the automation is done. So if two persons click on the same button, they will stay on the queue, and the first one gets executed, and then the second request gets executed. So this provides a way we can work over the globe without stepping on each other's toe.
Okay, great.
Any more practical questions?
What is the difference between TAF and the current automation frameworks?
Current automation framework generally fall in at least two categories. One is the data-driven, one is the keyword-driven. Data-driven means you have your automation setup ready, and your framework will pick up this input and run the automation for you. So it's generally it's a company or application specific. It's not very generic. Well, you can adopt it, but it's not designed for developed by one company and used by another company. And keyword is generally, in my case, it's say you want to run all the test automation of, say, acceptance test, regression test. Those are keyword. Those keywords are linked to certain actions, and it's the same thing. It's tied, generally it's tied to a company, tied to a product. And TAF is a way, it's a framework that's principle driven. So principle apply to all the company, all the automation tasks. So if you have an automation, TAF will do it for you. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. We just have a few more minutes left. How long does it take to learn TAF?
To learn this whole automation, well, first of all, you are in the QA field and you have the motivation to learn the automation. And TAF gives you hands-on test bed available for you. And you can go there, just point and click and see what's available and how they are implemented by seeing the hidden files. If you have some coding background, you can understand it pretty easily. And you can basically cut and paste to create your automation. I will say if you have a good background in coding, it takes, I would say, a day or two to create your own automation, and then the rest is your choice, how far you want to go.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Wang, for joining us today and presenting your framework. You can, if you follow us at XBOSoft.com on Twitter, you can post some questions, or you can email me at amy.schubel@xbosoft.com. I just put my information in the chat box. Or you could also send any questions to services@xbosoft.com. Thank you for joining us, and remember to follow us on Twitter for upcoming webinars. Have a good day.
Great, thank you.
Thanks.